Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome back to another video. My name is Tawanda, and this is Tawanda's Plus Life. And today's video is a part of a playlist, the Craft Your Stash Pumpkins playlist. And I will go into more details about the hosts during the video. So let's get started. Okay, so for our first DIY, I have this pumpkin here, and I went ahead and cut out a section because I had planned on putting something inside of the pumpkin, but we'll get to that in a few here. So I started off by painting the pumpkin with some of the plaster paint, and then I also used some of the burnt umber. So I did a mixture of both paints, and then I gave my pumpkin here 2 coats, and then I went ahead and just started to distress it a little bit. And once it was completely dry, I realized that what I wanted to do was not going to work. So this is what my pumpkin looked like, and this is what we're moving on to now. So my plan was to use all Dollar Tree pumpkins for all of my DIYs for today, but that did not happen. So my figurines did not fit inside of my pumpkin, so I had to go with a different option. So here I have a crochet that I got from Dollar Tree a while back. I paid 50 cents for it, and I am just going to start to add all of my little figurines into my crochet. So I'm going to hot glue everything in. So I'm going to add my wheat, my truck, and my little scarecrow, a hay bale, and a squirrel. So I'm going to go ahead and hot glue everything. I'm also going to put some moss into I'm just going to hot glue the moss onto different sections of different areas. And yeah, so once I have that complete, I'm going to go ahead and put the lid, the crochet back on to the base, and then I'm going to take my little scarecrow hat that came from Hobby Lobby. I think I've had that for like 2 years now, and I'm just going to hot glue that to the top to turn it into a pumpkin. And here I'm just showing you I have my little squirrel there that I'm going to hot glue to so I wanted to give my figurine some height, so I ended up using a couple of those little blocks from Dollar Tree, and I put some of the moss on that just to kind of cover it up, so that it just looks like they're like in a mossy forest, I suppose. And yeah, that is going to be it for this DIY. I actually love the way that turned out. So I will be placing this, I think I'm going to put this on one of my tier trays. I haven't decided which one yet, but yeah, so you have to let me know what you think about this DIY, but I do like the way that it turned out. But I'll have to try and do something different with that pumpkin that I wasn't able to use. So yeah. Okay, so we're moving on to DIY number 2. I have another one of those Dollar Tree pumpkins. I'm going to paint it with the plaster paint. So this DIY, I was going to do something completely different than what I ended up doing with it, and then I was in my craft room looking for something, and I noticed that I had these owl napkins. So I decided I was going to use this instead of what I was going to do. So I'm going to take one of these napkins, and I think I only use one napkin to do the whole DIY. So I'm just going to decoupage. I'm going to use some of my Mod Podge, and I'm just going to go ahead and start applying my napkin to my pumpkin. And I love the way this turned out. I actually wish I probably would have done a couple more of these. I think I probably will do a couple more with this napkin. So you'll have to let me know what you think about this DIY. So I'm just going to go in sections. So I'm just going to just use some water and my little sponge there, and I'm just going to apply my napkin into onto my pumpkin in small sections. So let's go ahead and just take a moment to talk about today's playlist. Today's playlist is the Craft Your Stash Pumpkins playlist, and it's hosted by TOSHA from Sunflower TOSHA DIYs and Sun from Sun's Arts. And I will have the link to both hosts in my description box, along with the link to the playlist. There is also an opportunity to win a $50 Amazon gift card if you go ahead and click on the playlist and continue to watch all of the lovely crafters videos, and go ahead and comment on which DIY is your favorite, and you will be entered into the playlist. And I will insert the instructions up on the screen on the corner here so that you can see how to enter. And if you are new to my channel, my name is Tawanda and this is Tawanda's Blessed Life. And on my channel, I do decorating on a budget, DIYs and hauls with a sprinkle of migraine enlightenment. I also do sister log updates and lifestyle updates. So if that is something that you're interested in, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. If you're already subscribed, thank you for continuing to support my channel. I do really appreciate it. And we're going to go ahead and get back into today's video. So here I am, as I'm laying down my napkin, I'm actually trying to line up the napkin where I am tearing it off, just to try and make it look more cohesive. So some of the areas it lined up perfectly and some of the other areas it did not, but I really do like the way that this turned out. I just really love the colors. I think it just screams fall. And this is what my pumpkin looks like after I did the first coat, and I went back and did a coat over it once it was completely dry. So here I have one of those little wooden stem pieces from Dollar Tree, and then I have these wooden leaves. I don't remember if these came from Hobby Lobby or from Michael's. I have a couple of these in a little container that I keep all my wood pieces. Once I have my leaves glued on, I decided I was going to add some some raffia, excuse me. At first I was going to add a ribbon bow, but I decided that I didn't want to do that. I didn't like the way that it looked. So I decided that I was going to add the raffia. So here I'm just trying to figure out how I want to do it. So I decided I was going to wrap it around my peduncle and then tie a knot. And then at first I tried to curl it, and it didn't work out right. But of course, what I should have done first was I should have wetted first to be able to curl it like I wanted to, but I did not do that. So here I am just kind of twisting it to see if I can get it to curl. And then I decided that I didn't like it, and so I decided I was going to trim the pieces back. And then I decided that I didn't like that either. So a couple of days ago, I ended up just taking the raffia off and then just going with just the leaves. So you'll see that in the reveal. So you'll have to let me know what you think about this DIY. Okay, so we are moving on to our last and final DIY for today. So I have 4 pumpkins from the Dollar Tree. These are pumpkins I've already had in my stash. I have some of the pumpkin paint. I have the burnt umber and some of the terracotta paint, excuse me. And then I also have some baking soda. I also have 2 battery operated candles. So here I'm just taking off that peduncle, and I'm going to try and push a hole through my candles with my candlestick. And then once I have that complete, I am going to take 2 of my candles and I'm going to start to I'm going to place one on top of the other, and then I'm going to line them up as close as possible so that they look the same. Excuse me, I can't get my words out today. And then I'm going to use some E6000 and some hot glue and glue them together. And these are just random pumpkins that I grabbed out of my storage unit, so they were not all in the best shape. So I ended up giving them both 4 coats of paint because the pumpkins were basically just drinking the paint. So I mixed a mixture of the baking soda with the pumpkin paint, the burnt umber, and the terracotta paint, and I gave them both pumpkins 2 coats of paint. I also went around the middle, in between the middle of it, with some glue to line them up really nice to kind of give it a cleaner look. And then I went ahead and started to paint. So I gave both sets of pumpkins 2 coats of the mixture, and it still was not covering completely. So then I went back and gave it 2 coats of just the pumpkin paint. Now, when I did the pumpkin paint, I did not add the baking soda, which I wish I would have, just so that it would have given it a lot more texture. Because like I said, the pumpkins were not in the best shape, but nonetheless. So once that was complete, I went ahead and set them aside and let them dry. And then I came back, and then I took, I had an orange sunflower that I just took the petals off of, and I took a petal I took 2 of the petals, excuse me, and then I cut the centers out and placed and hot glued those on top of my pumpkins. and then I went back and I put my candles down into my pumpkins. So you'll see me doing that here shortly. So this is what my pumpkins look like after the first 2 coats, and this is what they look like after the second 2 coats. And then I'm just showing you that I use the pumpkin paint. And so now here I am adding those sunflowers, and I am going to cut an X in the center of my sunflower, and I am then going to place my candle in the middle of that X, and so you'll see me doing that here. And then I'm going to hot glue the sunflower to my pumpkin and then insert my candle back into my pumpkins. And that is it for today's video. I would like to thank you for spending part of your Friday with me. If you like what I'm doing, please like, share, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And please go ahead and click on the description box and continue to watch the playlist. And like I always say, be nicer, be kinder. God will love you for it. And I hope you have a blessed day. And I will see you on Sunday. Goodbye.